time this report is coming out of Kerala. A 26-year-old transgender woman was found dead in her apartment in Kerala's Ernakulam. The model and the actor, Sherin Mathew, was found hanging from a ceiling fan by her roommates. Sherin was reportedly suffering from depression. A case of unnatural death has now been registered, and initial details also suggest that the trans woman may have taken her life while she was on a video call with her friends. This is something that has been very, very shocking. When we actually got to know about this story, we realized that this is worth telling. A transgender actor, a woman, decides to take her life while she is on a video call with her friend. It was that friend who apparently called up the police and spoke to the police and reported this matter. She must have been undergoing a lot. Probably the pressures of an industry which we've been talking about, or depression, which is also allegedly slated to be the cause of what the lady was suffering. To actually take us through the details about this case, I'm now joined on the broadcast by my colleague Vivek. Vivek, talk about what really happened in this case, because earlier, while we were having that chat, you spoke about how this is also something that has come to light in the case, that while Sherin was on a video call with her friend is when she allegedly decided to take her life.
Exactly. While she was in her video call with a friend, who was her only point of contact, at least for the last 2 weeks. It's just minutes after that she has taken this extreme step. Now, I was trying to contact with her friends, in Ernakulam, who, there are, activists, especially transgender activists in Ernakulam, who's been in the forefront of various social justice movement. Now, even Sherin Mathew was also one such a person who was once upon a time who was in the forefront of various social justice movement, especially when it comes to the rights of transgenders. Now, what I understand from the sources is that she's been going through a mental trauma for the last 2 months, and also she was being separated. She was not in good terms with her Uh, partner, and also she had a lot of indifferences with her friend. She was going through mental stress and trauma. In the last 1 year, there are 5 such trans women who have committed suicide in Ernakulam alone. Remember the kind of stigmatization they are going through, the kind of mental trauma they're going through, especially when it comes to workspaces, the way they have been targeted. Many times, this has been come to the forefront, and the government has also at one point of time has taken note of this and has been doing a number of steps, especially providing jobs in Kochi metro stations. Even there, there has been certain issues where these trans women were, targeted and stigmatized, especially kind of social stigmatization is something which they've been facing for quite some time, and this has been happening for quite some time. But what happens at one point of time is that in this particular case, she's an actor, she's a model, and even from the same industry that she's been going through, a lot of kind of torture. That's what we understand. And she has been standing all these for quite some time. But, it was today morning at 10:30. She was having a 25 minutes conversation with a friend. And after which she has taken the extreme step where she had hanged herself in the ceiling fan. Now, what I understand is that this particular friend was informed the police, and the police came along with her friends, opened the door. They saw her, lying on the ground. And by the time she was taken to the hospital, she was declared dead. Now, the police is investigating as what exactly has led to this mental trauma, whether she was kind of targeted by some people, because there has been numerous instances in Kerala that's been reported earlier where such trans women have been targeted by the people after social stigmatization. There has been number, because their issues are quite complicated and complex. It's something which the mainstream media or mainstream political parties reflect. And this is something that needs to be studied in detail. Only then you get to know the deep, the rock bottom of what exactly they are facing. And this is something that the government should come forward and take up. Back to you.
Absolutely, Vivek. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, in fact, for raising those very, very important points. Because on the one hand, she was an actor. On the other, she was a transgender woman. These are two things and two aspects that actually bring in the kind of pressures that come with not just the profession, but also from the social standing in society that Sherin possibly had, and possibly on the kind of stuff that she was facing because of this stigmatization that Vivek was talking about.